Welcome to Color Harmony. My name is Eric Francis. In this video, we'll be learning how to paint braids. So I'll make a drawing. I then redraw it on the canvas. I give it a number wash. Ready, set, let's go. So this video is on how to paint braids, but in particular, we'll be painting cornrows. As an artist, we start off with an idea. And if you don't have an idea, you start saying things like, I'm uninspired. Well, inspiration is just that picture you have in your mind that you want to paint. So I developed the picture in my mind. I didn't think it'd be super realistic, so I decided to use a reference image. And this is what I chose. I used a simple system to break things down. Now, I didn't make this system up. Artists have been using it for centuries. You simply go from general to specific. You go from not very many details at all to a whole lot of details. Alright, my first tip to you is to map out all the major details. At this stage, you don't want to concern yourself with every little detail. These are the problems with art, the little details. And they're going to take some time to figure out. Well, in this stage, you don't have to figure it out. You're just trying to fill up the canvas with paint. And you might have noticed there's a lot of large angular shapes, which is fine. You're just getting all the major details in the right place. You know, just making sure everything is right at this stage. You might have to move things around, which is fine. You're just trying to fill up the canvas. In figure 2, we just build on what we did in figure 1. And you might have noticed, still not a lot of details. We just build up the paint. We're actually painting in layers. We paint one layer, we let the paint dry, we paint another layer, we let it dry, and we just keep building on the painting that way. At this point, we're using 4 colors, and still no details. Well, there's some details, like you see the hair coming down by the ear. I only added that to measure space. See, if I would add details at this point, I would just paint over it like you've seen me do with that hair. And if you're gonna, there's no point in painting it if you're just gonna paint over it and it's gonna disappear. Alright, in figure 3, we're now beginning to add more detail. Like you notice that I painted in the face almost completely. I did that because I knew the main focus of this painting was the hair. And if I started painting the hair first, I might not paint the face as well, I'd just gloss over it. So I painted it first, made sure it was right, and then went to the hair. That's just to keep me from being lazy. In the earlier stages, I build color up because I don't want the color of the original canvas to show through. Alright, to finish it off, we add some highlights. We always had highlights last. That's the last thing I like to do. And you notice that we also layered some brown color over the black hair in the hair. That's just to give it a sense of depth. We added a little more white, like right where the hair parts. Not only do we have black baby hairs going across the forehead, we also have brown hairs. It gives it a sense of depth. Now when you add all that together, it really does give it a sense of depth. And I chose only one area of the hair to actually detail. I was trying to give it a 3-dimensional look. So if you look at the cornrows, like near the top of the head, they're not really that detailed, you know? And I didn't really want to detail it that much. I just wanted to give it some sort of depth. And you look at the next row of cornrows, they're a little bit more detailed, or the color is a little bit lighter. There's more contrast, so it draws your eye in a little bit more. Then when you get to this final cornrow, this final row of cornrows, it's a lot more detail. It's a lot more contrasty. It's a lot more color. It's exactly what I wanted to do. This painting is all about braids. So I made the cornrows the focal point. I did this by adding more detail around the cornrows. And not only that, I added most of the highlight in that area. So I know when a viewer comes to look at this painting, they're automatically going to look at the hair. And that's what I want them to do. When you're making paintings, you have to have the viewer in mind. Alright y'all, another painting down. I want to just remind you guys to keep painting. No matter what. Even if you're making these really big mistakes. What you're supposed to do with your mistakes is analyze them, see where you went wrong, and improve in that area, and you grow by leaps and bounds. You can't let these little defeats crush you. Did you like this video? Then like, share, or subscribe. And remember to comment. If you'd like to see some more of my artwork, visit my blog. You get to see my progress over the years. And if you want to further support this content because you've been learning a lot, then you can donate. That's how I get the paints, the paint brushes, the canvases, and the other art supplies that I need to keep these videos going. There's a button on my blog that'll take you to PayPal. You can leave 1, 5, 10, or however much you want to leave. Every penny counts. There's a link to my blog in the description. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You might see the answer in a video. Peace.